this is my final attempt to produce some original content for YouTube for this week. If you're watching this, it's been successful. We're talking about Fenders today. Guitars that I've owned for a little while now and had no intention of getting rid of. And for some reason, I said I want a 70s Telecaster. Well, some would say clearly I didn't know very much about guitars at that time. Clearly the best birthday present you can ever have. I'm going to get on with it, I think. Yeah, I've talked enough. Hello, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. If you're watching this, it means I've successfully made an original film for this week. It's not been easy. I don't know where to start, to be honest with you. This week I'd planned to do the 335 Rivals comparison film part 2. So I started that, but it weren't going to happen for this week. So I've parked that. And then I thought, well, I'll do something else that I'd planned for ages, which should have been easy, but it did involve a pickup swap. And I've got halfway through that and I realised that it's not going to happen either. So this is my final attempt to produce some original content for YouTube for this week. And I'm running out of time. So most of I've got loads of projects to do, but they're all so bloody complicated and they take so long because of the way I do things here. So I thought, well, what can I do? So I thought, well, everyone likes a little bit of guitar porn, don't they? And Telecasters in particular. Haven't had that many Telecasters on the channel, and I know there's a lot of tele fans out there, and there's a lot of guitar porn fans out there, obviously. So I've got just a small collection of Telecasters, and we're talking about Fenders today. Incidentally, I've got a couple of other brands as well, but these are specifically my Fenders, you know, my keepers, if you like. Guitars that I've owned for a little while now and had no intention of getting rid of. And there's a little bit of a story attached to each of them. So what I thought we would do is well, have a look at them really and have a little chat about each. And then we'll have a jam with them all. We'll play them all in a jam, providing I can remember how to play. And we'll see what they sound like. And then, yeah, and that'll be what we're doing today, basically. So if you're watching this, it's been successful. And what I'm going to do now is carry on and find out if that actually happens or not. So see you in a minute. So I think we'll do it in order of which I acquired them. First up is this is an original 1978 Telecaster Custom. This model, they call it the 72 Custom, in fact, because it was introduced in 1972. And this is 1978 version of that. I was gifted this as by my significant other, in fact. And this was a 40th birthday gift to me. And I wasn't actually playing guitar at the time, but it was a big birthday. So she said, you know, what do you want? And for some reason, I said, I want a 70s Telecaster. I didn't know, well, clearly, well, some would say clearly I didn't know very much about guitars at that time. But, you know, I grew up in the 70s and something I wanted a 70s Telecaster. So I said, yeah, I want a 70s Telecaster. So we went shopping to Denmark Street in London and walked around. And I found this actually in a shop in Charing Cross Road. So she bought it for me. Clearly the best birthday present you can ever have, you know, and she's a keeper, and the guitar is as well, I'm pleased to say. So, you know, it's, what can I tell you about this? It's totally original. It's ridiculously heavy. I'm not going to get into all the, you know, all the taking them apart and all that today. I certainly haven't got time for that. But, you know, this is 10-pounder for sure. In fact, sorry, I'm going to weigh this one. Yeah, because I've always been saying to people, oh, it's 10 pound, and I don't know, I just know it's heavy. So this will actually be the first time I've ever weighed this. So here we go. 10 pound, literally just over 10 pounds. 4.54 kilos. Yeah. So I'm not wrong. It's really heavy. It's that, you know, it's that 70s thing. It's got a beautiful soft V on the neck, which is really, really quite special. It's got the 3-bolt, you know, 3-bolt thingy, tilt mechanism. What they call it, Fender micro neck adjustment thing on the neck. Oh yeah, it's heavy. Oh, I'm going to put that down for a minute. And obviously this original, you know, wide range humbucker and single coil in the bridge. Now I've got to be honest with you, I think this is now to the point where it needs working on. This is quite microphonic, the bridge pickup. The neck pickup's pretty dark, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's because it needs attention or because it was dark to start with. So you've got to set the rig up quite well. You'll hear when we play it, if we get to that bit. It's very bright, it's really bright, it's fantastic. It sounds like a motor running. That's the way I could describe it. Sounds like a motor running on that. Mixed together, it sounds fabulous still. I think that tone pot's a bit iffy now, doesn't seem to do what. So, but you know, it's difficult because it's completely original. It's got all the hang tags with it and everything, you know, in the original case. But I think what I might do is at some point take it to Monty's, you know, to Matt at Monty's and get him to look at it and do a good job in fixing it, making it really playable. Although with the weight, I'm not sure I'd never use that on stage because it's just too heavy. Anyway, that's that. That's you know, that's Telecaster number 1. Telecaster number 2 is this. Now this is a Mexican, a Fender Telecaster Mexican. This is a Wilko Johnson signature Telecaster. I've changed the scratch plate for a white one, which is why you don't recognise it. It originally came with a red scratch plate. And also you'll see he signed it. This was a small batch that he signed at PMT in Southend. And my mate Terry that used to run that place, he managed to get this one for me. Well, he flogged it to me, to be honest with you. He won't do me a favour. He flogged it to me. And... but he got the late great Paul Carslake, he's gone now, very sadly. But he did a proper job varnishing over, lacquering over the signature so it won't rub off, so I can play it without fear of that. So that's what I do. As you can see, it's not none of my guitars are closet queens, I think that's what you call them. This has got a ding on it pretty early on there, and I played it, and it's a lovely. It was the first Mexican Telecaster that I bought, and you go, oh, it's brilliant, you know. Well, it's 2013, I think. Yeah, 2013 this was released, so you know it's a bit old now. And also now, The other thing is this. What I was going to say, I'm interrupting myself now. I think it was about 500 quid. You'll notice that it's got the vintage, you know, ashtray style bridge on it, because Wilko's was a 60s telly. So they based this. Oh yeah, I've just remembered. I actually changed the saddles as well. This was based on his 60s telly. Although it was, you know, this version cost 500 quid. A signature telly for 500 quid. Yeah, pretty good deal. I changed the barrel saddles for brass ones because I prefer them. Okay. And I've changed all the pickups and wiring. Now, that leads me nicely on to the next one, because what I did is I stole all the pickups and wiring out of this, which I'll show you now. So this was a Baja, you know, Fender Baja Telecaster, the 50s one, the first one. This was, you know, the blonde one. This was the blonde one. It's not blonde now, you can see that. We'll get to that in a minute. And obviously this had the S1 wiring, I think, with a twisted telly pickup and a really, you know, really good pickup configuration in it, which I lifted out, and I'll show you. So I lifted that out and put it in here. There you go. There's the S1 switching and stuff. So these are really cool. So this is a really good player's guitar. Whereas this one became obviously a little bit of a project. So what I thought I'd do is my own Joe Strummer replica. So this was the thick polyurethane blonde finish, which if any of you have ever tried to take that off, you'll know what a nasty job that is. You need heat guns and trowels and all sorts of, you know, specialist equipment, and it eventually comes off and it leaves all the guitar all marked up. Oh, it gouges it and everything. It was a mess. It is a mess, you know. It is a mess. But I think I'd always intended that. I'd intended to do some kind of relic job. But all I did is then I got some rattle cans and did a bit of God knows what, to be honest with you, on it. But then the brilliant touch was these are Joe Strummer stickers that are like aged and faded. I bought them like that on eBay, and they look brilliant. So that's very cool. So it actually looks pretty cool. And then I decided to put a P90 in the neck position. So I think it's a work in progress, because I don't think I got the right pots for the P90 pickup. I don't know. I can't remember. We'll when we play it, we'll hopefully hear it. So, but again, the Baja Mexican Telly 2014 is known for having a brilliant neck. Again, a nice, really nice V-shaped neck. So that, again, this is a great guitar to play and have fun with. So that's that one. And then the last one I got via a lot of trades actually was this, and it's another 70s, 1974 Telecaster Standard in Olympic white, my favourite of all Telecaster colours, I think. Again, completely original. I've played this before in one of my films. Oh, there's the link to that, because I was trying to get a classic vibe in white, and it turned out to be pink, but I got an opportunity to dig this out and play it, so have a check of that later if you feel like it. But this, well, yeah, fabulous player guitar, really nice, love it, beautiful. Obviously good investment, these things, going up in value all the time, totally original. Sounds brilliant. Neck pickup on this is just, you know, it just doesn't sound like it. It sounds like a humbucker, to be honest with you. No, nothing wrong with this one at all. It's one of those guitars, I didn't intend to buy it at all. It was in my mate Tom's shop up in Lee Music Co. And I had no intention of buying another telly, but it was on the wall, and I stupidly I picked it up and played it, and it's one of those guitars that when you go, oh, okay, I came back here and I loaded up the car with all some guitars that I thought I didn't want, and I took it back and we did a trade. So all's well that ends well. I will be making individual films on the 70s ones, this 74 and the 72 Custom. I'll be making I'm making a series called Affordable Vintage, which is a collection of my affordable vintage guitars. I say affordable because these 70s Telecasters, you can still buy these for around about $3,000, which is less than a custom shop. So although, you know, 70s Teles haven't got a wonderful reputation for whatever reason, they're good guitars for investment, and well, I think they're great anyway, personally. But you know, other people will say they're rubbish. They're not rubbish at all. This one's not anyway. That one's a bit bulky, shall we say the least. But still there. I mean, you know, still fantastic guitars. So yeah. So Affordable Vintage on my subscription channel. There's the link to that. I've made 2 episodes at the moment, and in fact, and if I don't manage to finish this film in time, you'll have watched one of those by now. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that's how it will work. I'll have had to roll that out for Friday, and anyway, I'm going to get on with it. I think, yeah, I've talked enough. I think that was hopefully interesting enough. I'm now going to play them, and we'll see what happens. And whatever happens, I'll see you next week, whenever that is. Look forward to it. Cheers for now. Ta-da.